Today you are going to be completing warm-ups 29 and 30. We'll do 29 at the top and 30 here. Let's start first by focusing on 29. So we're going to do a pair of overlapping circles. So we're going to do a big one that's here. We're going to be eventually creating a bear, but we're going to break it down into some base shapes first. So we're going to do a bigger section here, a smaller section here, letting them overlap, and then we'll do up. This will taper in, and then we're going to do an oval or an ellipse on both sides, and we'll be adding like a little thumb there, so it's sort of like a paw or a mitt looking hand. And then here we're going to add snout, so right at the base of this top circle we'll be adding what will be our snout, and our eyes will sit somewhere like here. I'm going to put those in kind of dark. And our legs, so will be a slight curve and then a curve at the bottom. So a slight curve here. I'm going to go out this way, and then a curve at the bottom. Alright, so once we're to here, we can start putting in some detail, but also getting rid of like guidelines that are cutting through areas of the face and through this part of the head. We're going to get rid of the separating line between these shapes and here. If you did them nice and light, this should be easy. And we're going to get rid of this line that's here. Next, we're going to put on ears. So my ears are going to go on either side here. And then I'm going to start adding in some value. When I start adding in value on this, I'm going to put it in as like short curved lines to make him look like he's furry. Let's give him, I'm going to darken in his snout a little bit, and we're going to actually give him a little nose. We'll split below it, give him a little smiley. And then instead of just shading him, we're going to shade him using texture. So let's go give him a darker center to his ear, and we're going to start just working the edges right on top of our pencil line, making them sort of furry and fluffy looking. We're going to go heavier on this side to show that the light source is coming from over here, and so heavier underneath a little as well. Get rid of that extra line right there. And then darker on the underside. So here I'm just establishing that he's like furry and made out of, and he's kind of got a big belly on him. That he's not like a solid, shiny, piece of metal or plastic. So I'm going to shade heavier on this side. Heavier under the belly here. Just let this roll through a little bit. I'm going to go lighter, still putting in some texture, just not as heavy. I'm going to go the underside of this little hand or mitt, and I'm going to make the edges look like they're furry, but on the underside of his arm we want him to be a little heavier. And I'm going to make sure he looks like he's got fur here. This side won't be quite as dark as this side, but we still want him to look textured, so I'm just allowing the edge to look like rough, going over it with just little bumps. And darker inside this leg. This is underneath, so this will be darker, darker, darker. We're going to give him a ground line. Okay. So we don't want it on his leg, we'll make that furry. And then we'll give him a cast shadow. So down here, Give them cast shadow. And you could add an extra. You could be adding a hat or whatever you like to them. We could add them a unicorn horn if we wanted, you know, just to add some kind of detail to them to make them a little more unique looking. And that is it for 29. So we're doing shading, and we're just going to do this in pencil with texture. Okay. All right, so let's go to our next one for 30. 30, we're going to start with a vertical line and then angle up. We're going to angle up. So this angle and this angle is close to being the same. We'll go vertical and angle up. And then on this end, it will be vertical again. Okay. And we're going to do, okay, well, watch this. We're going to do angle back 1. These are all going to be in the same angle. 2, 3, 4. So 4 places we're angling back. And then we're going to match. So whatever this is true vertical. It's going here. And here we're matching that to angle back. And here we're going to match this to angle back. Now we're going to add some details. We're going to make this actually into like a car. So we're going to add wheels here and here. And these are going to be cylinders. So I'm going to get rid of the line going through. It's like the Flintstone now. Okay. Now I'm going to go back. So back, back, and round. Same thing here. Back. Actually, I'm going to go a little bit higher here. Back, back, and then round. At the base, I'm going to do some shading here and here. I'm going to be showing like the back edge of the tire here. Dark here. Just showing that it's got a tire on the other side. Let's give it some kind of cool window here. So vertical, vertical, angle, angle. We're going to shade this side. I put my bear in there. I'm just going to put like a window in it. And give it some road rash there. And we definitely want to give a ground line, so that we're not removing its surface. And you can add whatever extras you want. I'm going to stop there. But so you at least want to have a little bit of cast shadow. That's probably going to go on down here. And that is it for number 30. Submit.